Hi everybody, and welcome back for our last review topic for Unit 3 in Math 1, which is all about solving equations. When we are solving equations, our goal is to get x alone. To do this, we need to use inverse operations to undo the operations that are already there. Now, one of the ways I like to organize my work here is by drawing a vertical line through the equal sign. This helps me remember that an equation is balanced on the left and the right, and in order to keep it balanced, I need to make sure that anything I do on both sides of the equation. The first thing in number 1 that I need to do is undo this minus 7. In order to undo the minus 7, I'm going to do plus 7 on both sides of the equation. When I do plus 7, the plus 7 and the minus 7 cancel, and I can combine the 11 and the 7 to get 18. Now I'm going to take this 3x and just drop it down, and then I'm going to work on getting rid of that 3. In order to undo 3 times x, which is what 3x means, I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides of the equation. Then that multiplication and the division are going to cancel, and 18 divided by 3 makes 6. So my new equation is going to say x equals 6, and now I'm done because I've got x by itself. In problem number 2, I'm going to start by undoing the division here, because right now the x is trapped inside of this big fraction, and I need to get rid of that big fraction before I can do anything else. When I undo division, I'm going to use multiplication, so I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. That's going to make the 2's cancel, and negative 7 times 2 is negative 14. I'm just going to go ahead and drop down the 1x minus 3. Next, I'm going to try to undo this minus 3, and so I'm going to do plus 3 on both sides of the equation. That means that the minus 3 and the plus 3 cancel each other out, and negative 14 plus 3 is negative 11. I'm going to go ahead and just drop down the 1x. Now, some people might be thinking, shouldn't we divide by 1 next to get rid of the 1? But 1x is the same thing as just plain old x. So I've already finished solving. I don't need to do anything else because 1x and x mean the same thing. So x would just be negative 11. Next, in problem number 3, I'm going to start by drawing my line to keep my equation balanced. Again, I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to start by subtracting 7 on both sides of the equal sign because minus is the opposite of plus. Negative 8 minus 7 makes negative 15. And I'm going to drop down my minus 3x. Next, I need to get rid of that negative 3. Now, negative 3x means negative 3 times x, and the opposite of times is divide. So I'm going to divide by negative 3 on both sides of this equation. Now, that means the negative 3's cancel, and negative 15 divided by negative 3 makes 5. I'm going to then have as my answer 5 is equal to x. Last but not least, in problem number 4, I'm going to draw my vertical line through my equal sign to remind myself to keep this equation balanced. I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides of the equation. And when I do that, this plus 2 and this minus 2 are going to cancel. 14 minus 2 is 12. I'm going to drop down my 3 over 7x. Now, 3 divided by 7, the next move is going to be to multiply by 7 on both sides to cancel this divide, which means I'm going to be left with 3x equals 7 times 12 gives me 84. And last but not least, I'm just going to divide by 3 on both sides of this equation to cancel out the 3x because division is the opposite of multiplication. So the 3's cancel, and I just get x equals 84 divided by 3, which is 28. All right, that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this helps you review how to solve equations, and the next thing you're going to do is practice.